One of the severe problems that develops over time with people is posture. If you look at a person from the side, as someone ages, including me and you, the most common problem is this. The head and neck become compressed and forward, and that leads to arthritis in the neck and problems with the nerves going out to the arms and the internal organs. If we allow gravity to do that to us, we are allowing aging to happen at an accelerated rate. There are specific exercises on the big exercise or Swiss gym balls that you can do to prevent that. I've come up with an idea on a way you can garden and combine that with this exercise to prevent it and even to some degree correct that problem. I'll demonstrate. I realize your time is valuable, so I will be as efficient as possible, but I do want to give you the important points. While using this ball to encourage proper posture, there are certain exercises to do which will encourage strength and toning of the upper back, shoulder, and neck muscles. To do that on a large ball, I just want to show you very quickly, using your hands in what's called the Y position. If somebody had a camera shooting down at me, what you would do is pinch the shoulder blades together with your head and your neck in the normal standing position. In other words, you're not slumping down and you're not down here. This is the normal position. And then raising your hands, then the T position with your thumbs up, raising your hands, and the last one is called the goal post position, this way. Now the reason that I point that out is this ball is way too big to use in a garden, because if you wanted to weed, all of a sudden you see my head coming down, my shoulders coming down, anything I do along the ground is encouraging bad posture. Let me just take half a minute to show you how that looks from the side. If this is the proper exercise position, weeding down here is conditioning and training your nerves and your muscles to be in poor posture. The correction for that is very basic. A smaller ball. Now when you look at me from the side, you'll see that I am now in the proper position to do the weeding. Even though my hands go down, my shoulders stay back, my upper back and neck muscles are very toned, and I can weed from any position, in any direction. I'll show you from this position. Then you can come to the garden and we can weed together. Here I am. I want to be symmetrical. I don't want to be off center. I don't want to be too far forward. Proper position will cause my muscles and my stomach to have to work. And of course, this is the position that I would be weeding in. I could weed this way or this way, in front of me with either hand, and the same thing here. I could then move forward along the rows and then move the ball, or I could move sideways and move the ball. Either way, it's like I wouldn't tell you what pattern to use to vacuum your living room. You can decide what direction you want to move, whether you go forward or sideways. That's your choice. And you can make any of these decisions and they will all work well for you. I'll see you in the garden. Well, here's my garden and here is my setup. I happen to have a terrific cushion to use under my knees. You can use anything you want. If you have a pool, you might have a foam kickboard. You might have a piece of foam from the last computer you bought. You might have a towel that you fold into a square. You might also take a pillow from your house and put it in a plastic bag. You do want a little bit of padding for your knees. What we're trying to avoid is what most people do, and that is either reaching and leaning, or kneeling, or sitting on something. Regardless of what you're doing, now, if this is how you've been gardening, you've been hurting your back, and most often you will be very stiff after you finish, even if you've only spent 15 or 20 minutes. With my idea, with this method, you will not be sore at all. This is how it looks. So, from a side view, what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see clearly, but this pad is narrow. It has to be able to fit as we go into the garden. It has to be able to fit between the rows. I also have to keep my feet close together so I don't kick things. But, check it out. Here I am in the optimum position. My shoulders are working, my upper back is working, and my upper neck is working. To weed, it's very simple. I'm keeping my shoulders toned. I'm pulling the weeds. Of course, I have something next to me that I can put the weeds in. I also have all my tools right next to me as well. I can do this indefinitely. If I did this I have spent as much as 2 hours at a time doing this, and when I finished those 2 hours, I was able to get up without any trouble at all. Here's a tough weed. Keeping my tools nearby, I get as much leverage as I need, just like this, with all the roots. Now on a hot sunny day, I might want to make sure I don't get sunburn. Notice that my head is showing. I don't think I have enough hair to cover my whole head, so I use bite blocker. Very good. You can get it online, or we have it. That'll actually help bugs from biting me. Mosquitoes, I have not had one mosquito bite in the 6 or 8 times I've been in the garden for more than an hour. And I also use a very natural sunscreen. All these things are practical, sensible ways to get healthy and stay healthy. Now I can move forward and go straight ahead, or you could basically sidestep and move everything like so. Very simple process. Lateral movement, like so. Now, another advantage of this is, look how close I am. I can see everything very closely. I can get very close to the surface of the ground and get the roots completely. I find this to be a very sensible, very beneficial way to garden. There's one thing in being able to garden and not cause too much of a problem for your back. And there's another thing, a much more highly advanced benefit of actually improving your posture and getting benefit from it. So if I stood up right now, you might not be able to see me, but I can guarantee that if you weeded like this for an hour or two, you would feel your upper back strengthening and toning, and when you got up and stood up, you would be very happy with how you felt. That's how I have felt every single time I've done it. I've stood up, walked over towards my house, thinking, wow, this is great. When you're inside the garden, obviously you have to stay narrow, your feet have to stay together, because you'll be traveling either this way or that way amongst the rows, and you don't want to damage your plants. If you have an injury, for example, a lot of people have wrist problems, elbow or shoulder problems, and you don't want to use that particular hand, you can rest it, and you can weed cross style or right next to you. For me, I can do either way because I'm not having a problem. I can use both hands, both shoulders, etc. And it makes it a lot easier if you can use both. In fact, it's probably a pretty good way of strengthening your arms. Again, maintaining good posture. I'm not here, I'm here. My stomach muscles are working to keep me raised. My upper back muscles, my neck muscles, everything is working. I'm Kurt Gross at Middlebury Chiropractic, 388-6376. Check out the website, MiddleburyChiropractic.com. Happy gardening!